First, be still, and then watch your great accomplishments unfold. Welcome to the Power Plan. I am your host, author, and speaker, Tashara T.J. Robinson, and I am here to educate, encourage, and edify you on your life's journey. That's right, I said it. Great accomplishments happen only after you choose to be still. What are you talking about, Tashara? I can't wait to unpack this video today. But first, a little background. Again, I am Tashara T.J. Robinson, and I'm an author, radio show host, YouTuber, and I am here to educate, encourage, and edify you on your life's journey. I know, 3 words that sound pretty lofty, right? Educate, encourage, edify. But let me tell you where that comes from. I was a married stay-at-home mom of 4 children. I was married for 19 years, at home with our 4 beautiful children for 17 years. I'm now a single, divorced, working mother. I've been divorced now 4.5 years. Huge transition. Obviously, it wasn't a decision that I made overnight. Obviously, it was a multi-year decision. But I'm here now, and I am awakened. I'm a different person today compared to who I was years ago, and it's a beautiful thing. I like Tashara right now. I do. I like her because I've had to do a lot of self-reflection through that transition, asking myself, okay, how did I end up here? I don't like it here. And I keep experiencing the same thing. Why is that? What do I need to change? Best question anyone can ask of oneself. What part do I play in this? How can I change? So that was the birth of the Power Plan, really. Power Plan is like a second version, a third version of so many iterations of ways that I decided, hey, all of this information, all of this wisdom that I have discovered and uncovered in myself, I want to share it because I know I'm not alone in discovering these nuggets of wisdom. You go, hey, that was pretty helpful. Does anybody else know this? So what I ended up doing is journaling in my journal throughout this process. I would post positive sayings on all my social media platforms. I would get so many text messages, direct messages, phone calls. Tashara, that really resonated with me. And then I thought I should write a book. So I did. I've actually written 2 books. My current book is on Amazon now, From Pitiful to Powerful. And this subtitle is a 3-step guide to acknowledge, accept, and activate your inherent power to create the life you desire. I know, a mouthful, but I'll leave the link in the description box below on how you can purchase that book. For me, From Pitiful to Powerful was a step-by-step guide. I said 3 steps, that's all you really need to move me from a pitiful way of thinking to a powerful way of thinking, from a victim to a victor, right? So for me, it's not a long read. I think avid readers could probably finish it in a couple of hours, maybe 3. But I was surrounded, I uncovered a lot of platitudes and, oh, think positively, oh, don't pay attention to that. But I needed something more. How do I do this? So From Pitiful to Powerful for me was my own personal plan on how I moved from where I was to where I wanted to be. So I know this book will help you as well, move you from a pitiful way of thinking to a powerful way of thinking. So that's really the background on why I wrote the books, why I do what I do here on YouTube, is because I have gathered and grown so much. We're all on this marathon called life, right? And I may be a lap ahead of you, but someone else is a couple laps ahead of me, and those persons paid it forward by sharing their knowledge with me, and I'm doing the same. So on today's video, I said your great accomplishments will only come after you are first still. Okay, what does that even mean? When I think about my transition, moving from a stay-at-home mom who hadn't worked in a long time to deciding within myself, I'm going to file for divorce. Can you imagine all of the thoughts that flood in my brain? Girl, what you mean you gonna file for divorce? You don't have a job, you haven't worked in so long, you have 4 children, daycare is gonna be expensive. What are you talking about? Girl, you might as well just stay here. I don't know where you're gonna go. Can you imagine? Of course, all of those thoughts flooded my mind, therefore my emotions. So I was scared, feeling overwhelmed for a long time. I think those thoughts, I know those thoughts kept me in the marriage a little longer than probably what I would have wanted. But hey, full disclosure, that's exactly what I felt. So overwhelmed with all of those thoughts and feelings until one day I decided to get still. And what that meant for me, not only was I overwhelmed by those thoughts, I was still going to couples counseling, individual counseling, talking to friends. It was so much activity, so many voices flooding my head about what I needed to do, what I needed to consider. I just got tired of talking. I got tired of talking to other people about my situation, and I was quiet. I not only stopped physically talking, but within myself, I literally got still. Sat on a chair somewhere, closed my eyes, took some deep breaths, and got still. There's a scripture that I love. Be still and know that I am God. I need to have a whole video on just that one statement because that right there is so full of power. But that is going to be the scripture that I wanted to use today in reference to how I was able to gather great accomplishments after I first was still. But when you think about that statement, be still, get quiet, shut off all distractions from outside, not only the television, internet, Facebook, all social media. Be still and know. For me, when I was still, I sat down on a chair, closed my eyes, took some deep breaths. And what happened when I got still was I was able to hear my own inner being, my own voice, okay? I was able then to get true guidance on the next step that I should take. Be still and know. Knowing is better than hope. Knowing is better than wishing. Knowing is fact. Like, I know my name. My name is Tashara T.J. Robinson. I don't have to guess. Is that my name? No, I know that. So that statement that says be still and know, for me, when I was still, I knew that this inner voice, this inner guidance was what I needed to heed in order to take my next step, okay? So when it comes to whatever you are wanting to accomplish, a career change, relationship change, health change, financial change, change with your relationship with your spouse or your children, people on the job, relationships in your family, I just have one piece of advice. Be still and know. Shut off all those external distractions. Sit down somewhere. As my granny would say, sit down somewhere. Be still. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. What is that inner voice? What is that inner guidance telling you to do? Know that is, you are being guided by that inner voice. Great accomplishment can only happen after that happens. When I am not still, I feel like I'm chasing rats. I got to do this. I got to do this. Well, what about this? Well, if I don't do this, then my thoughts overwhelm me. They become the master. That is incorrect. I am the one who decides what thoughts I choose to let in and what thoughts I choose to accept and meditate on. I am. Thoughts are really an effect. I am the cause. You are the cause of those thoughts that you allow in your spirit. So when I'm still, I'm able to take my proper place and act as a gatekeeper to those thoughts, therefore those feelings, right? Be still and know. That is the only step that you need to focus on today in order to get guidance on what your next step should be. After I was still, that's when I got a job when I hadn't worked in so long. That's when I got a house after I had been living in my marital home for so long. I still use this process. You don't just arrive at one place and like, oh, okay, I'm here till I die. No, This is nature. Nature continues to evolve and change. So being still is now part of my daily routine because I'm always going to have to be guided. What's my next step on this job, in my career, with my children, with my health, with my finances? Be still and know. Be still and know that you are guided. You have everything you need within you to guide you. If the Most High, if the Creator gives birds and whales internal movement and guidance on what their next step should be, don't you think we have that same guidance? Of course we do. The only way that you know it is that you have to test it. Be still and know. So I appreciate you tuning in on today's edition of the Power Plan with Tashara. And we figured out that our next step, our next accomplishment can only come after we are still. As I like to end every video, remember, you are as powerful as you choose to be.